Hi everybody, welcome to Wineberry Hill. If you've kept chickens for a longer period of time, you're well acquainted with the fact that chickens get sick. And so any discussion about avian flu, which is popular in the news right now, is not really news to you because, like I said, chickens get sick. And this is in large part due to the fact that chickens, the birds that we love so much, are disgusting. They eat disgusting things, they do disgusting things, they poop and walk on their poop and then walk on their food and then eat that food, and well, it's all a recipe for getting sick. And chickens get sick. They have all sorts of health ailments, from the bottom of their foot to their legs, their feathers, their butts, their eyes, their combs, their beaks, and everything in between. And so as a chicken keeper, you're pretty well acquainted with this fact. In this video, I'm going to be talking about specific design choices that I'm making in the remodel of my coop and run. And these 6 design choices you can apply to any kind of chicken coop scenario that will hopefully help you keep your chickens healthier too. Now, it looks like a beautiful blue sky day right now, but the fact of the matter is it's about to pour. So we're gonna have to move this whole operation into the basement where it's warmer. Okay, much better. I've mentioned in previous videos that I'm in the middle of a major overhaul, a complete rethink on how I do chickens. And so now is the time for you to tell me about a cool idea or a concept you wish you had built into your coop or run, because like I said, I'm in the middle of construction, so now's the time to tell me so that perhaps I can incorporate these ideas into my build. All right, now specifically onto design choices that I have made on my coop or my run that will hopefully help improve or safeguard my flock's health. And right off the bat, one of the big decisions that I made was to make a larger run. And that is because I suspect moving forward, the chickens are going to spend a lot more time in the run. And so making a large run, I think is going to be beneficial. Now, not just that by itself, but the run itself needs to have a hard cover on top that sheds water away from the run. And so if there's a bird that's pooping down into the run because he wants to see what they're doing down in there, well, that opens up an opportunity. And so by having a hard roof or a tarp or whatever that you want to do to shed away water and potential pathogens away from the run is definitely going to help. Additionally, I am going to be ensuring that that run, not just the coop, I showed last time what happened when the coop was kind of loosey-goosey and I had mice and other visitors in the coop. I'm going to tighten everything up to reduce the possibility of visitors coming in to the run of the coop. And the way that that manifested itself, for instance, I would notice when I was tractoring my chickens that house sparrows would duck in under the tractor and visit. Well, that is a potential way for pathogens to make it into your flock by wildlife visiting your flock. And so tighter building in general, I suspect, is going to be a way to keep your chickens healthier. Another thing that I'm doing, which isn't a new concept, but I'm going to try to make sure I do it really well, is having a clean, dry, dust, sand bathing area for my chickens that I keep clean so that they have kind of an area for themselves to clean off. And this is good to remove parasites and just kind of keep their feathers in good shape. Another situation that could arise in a flock is that one bird gets sick. And a lot of times what I had to do in the past was I would just kind of throw together an ad hoc kind of quarantine zone to figure out what was going on with that bird. In the new coop design, my coop will have separate zones in the coop and in the run. And so there's going to be a smaller coop within the coop, so to speak, that has its own door. And that door will lead into the run in a separate cordoned off area. And that actually accomplishes 2 things. Like I said, it's quarantine. If there's a bird that maybe got injured or sick, I can let them recuperate, let them get away from the flock. and they can be in that separate area. But it's also for brooding chicks. It will be an area where a hen, once she gets broody, can go and be alone and do her thing, and then the chicks, as they get bigger, will be able to be visible to the rest of the flock without the flock harming them, which is a pretty common thing that happens when you have new young chicks in a flock. While we're talking about the coop, I'm pretty excited about an idea that I have. It's not new, it's new to me, and certainly some people are doing it. I don't see it as often, and that is rolls of linoleum being used to cover every surface on the inside of the coop. I discovered that you can get remnant rolls of linoleum for absolute pennies. Because what happens is there's the end of the roll, and you'll have a 12-foot wide roll, and they'll get to the end and they'll just pull it off and put it in the kind of clearance section. And so I was able to get several different rolls. One roll is 12 foot by 8 foot, and that makes it possible to essentially have a continuous surface that goes from the wall to the floor and then back up the wall. And so that makes sterilization and general cleaning that much easier. As is pretty common in chicken coop building, there's a lot of plywood used, and plywood is very hard to sanitize. All kinds of bacteria and viruses can live in the grain of the wood and in the cracks and in the corners that exist a lot of times in a messy coop. So being able to thoroughly clean a coop, I'm pretty excited about that little discovery. And like I said, you can get remnant rolls of linoleum for crazy cheap. In some instances, I got big rolls for like 99 cents. So keep your eyes out. You have to kind of keep looking until you make that discovery, but totally worth it. The last two things I'm going to talk about are things that I'm kind of taking off the table for the time being. Not permanently, but for now, I'm removing them from my chicken operation. And that is a way for my chickens to access areas where other animals have been. So I'm not tractoring or using chicken tunnels for the time being. It's easy to add these things in, but for the time being, I'm taking those off the table to reduce contact with feces on the pasture and things like that. And related to that, this is a killer. Like I said, it does no harm, but it does potential good, and that is I am removing bird feeders and bird houses from my property for the time being to help lessen the chance that they will come in contact with bacteria or virus that could make them sick. Like I said, it does no harm, and it does potential good. So those are the things that I am and am not doing or removing from my chicken operation. But there are a lot of things I'm really excited about in my coop and run that I look forward to sharing with you as we move forward. And like I said, please give me your ideas about cool concepts in chicken runs and coops that you think you wish you had done, or that you have done and you're glad that you have done those things. I always say it, but your comments make this channel possible. Commenting specifically is the thing that seems to get YouTube to take my channel seriously. So thank you for doing that. And as always, if this video was useful to you, you might like these.